I mentioned in another one of the tutorial videos that I was going to cover the remainder of these items down here in the bottom of the layers palette, because I've covered the top, I've covered some basic layers work, but I realized I've also covered the new layer, the grouped layer, the trash, and we don't really need to deal with these two here. And this is just to link layers, but I tend to use the groups instead. But you'll see this one here gives you effects, but bevel, emboss, stroke, it's no different than going to image, or is it layer style. So I always go layer and layer style, or you can use FX this way, either or, and there's different styles that you can use. I'll cover that in a more advanced tutorial because that's getting a little more involved. And then this one here gives you different settings: hue and saturation, color balance, black and white. And again, those are things you can find under adjustments. So there's kind of two ways to go about it, under image and adjustments, I should say. So that's just another way of finding the same things that you can find up there. You can experiment with them, but like I say, I'm not going to spend too much time or spend any time on them right now. But what I am going to spend some time on is quick mask, and that's this guy right here. Or I'm sorry, I call it a quick mask. Maybe at one time it was called that. It's a layer mask is the official term. The neat thing about a layer mask is it allows you to mask something while keeping the rest of the image intact, just hiding it. So let's say we want to take our elephant, so I'll click on our elephant and I'll hit V on the keyboard to move. I'll center him here, and I'm going to take off the overlay setting. That's why he looks kind of blended in, and I'm just going to take it up to normal. That way we see him nice and clear. This one here is at normal. Good. Okay. So I'm going to do this very, very, very fast, and it's not going to look pretty, but it'll give you the idea. So I am going to select our elephant. Okay, so we're almost there. And I'll show you. And we're not going to worry too much about these flowers. Okay, we're all done. And then I'll show you how I did this down and dirty selection, because it is kind of handy. Okay, so there we go. We've made our selection of our elephant, and it ain't a pretty selection, but it's a selection. Now, I'm on the elephant layer, so if I go down here and click this layer mask, that's what it does. It's a giant elephant standing in a field. Actually, he's kind of behind the horizon. We could actually clean that up a little bit by... this is a good thing to show you too. I'm going to do a very quick selection of the horizon. And when I say quick, I mean very quick. It ain't pretty. There we go. So I'm just going to close the selection here like this. So there's our selection. Now, if I bring the elephant back, you can see how this selection, he's sticking into the selection. So I can go and click on this selection, and you see how the white is the layer mask, allowing the elephant to show through. I want to take away from the white so that he's hidden behind the horizon. But I want his trunk to still be on this side of the horizon. So I'm going to get rid of this portion of it. And I did that. I'm going to undo and explain what I did. I've got the lasso tool, and I hold down Option, and it gives me a little minus symbol. Let's go up here, maybe you can see it. See the little minus symbol? If I hold down plus, it gives a plus symbol. It adds to the selection. Option, or Alt, gives me the minus selection. So let's do that again. And now I'm going to, you see the bottom portion of this is selected. and I want to cut it out of the white. So what I'm going to do is click on the mask area, and I'm going to fill this part with black. It will fill this portion with black and cut out the white area. So there we go. So now we have a giant elephant looking over the horizon. It's down and dirty, but you see if I shift click on the mask, and that's how you hide a layer mask, you can see that the image is still all there, and I'll shift click again and it hides it. So it's really cool. You can do some amazing things, and then you can combine it with some of these effects like overlay and just do some fun things and see what happens with it. So now I just want to go a little further and explain to you how I made that selection. What I did is I chose the lasso tool, and that's L, and when you do that, a lasso tool is just kind of a free way of making a selection. When you let go, you don't even have to join the ends, just let go and it connects. You can hit shift and add to that selection. So here's our other funky selection. There's two of them. You can hold down option, which gives you a minus symbol, and now you can cut out of that selection. So all I did was I took the elephant and I filled the black into the white area of the mask to hide more. So the way I did the selection in the first place, I chose the lasso tool and I held down, like I just showed you how you do these funky shapes, but by holding down option, it allows you to, so I'm going to hold down option, now it's held down, I can click and let go, and it gives me a line. So by holding down option, I'm not going to let go of option, I can just keep clicking, 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 and it keeps giving me straight lines. It gives me anchor points kind of, and when I let go it joins, and there we go. So that's what I did with this elephant selection. I just kept holding down option, and then it gave me straight lines. You can see how I'm getting straight lines. So that's a great way to make a quick selection. You can zoom in and do a much better job than what I did, but regardless, that's a selection, and that's a giant elephant. So have fun. That's using the quick mask tool in layers, and you can do some great things, especially if you take more time than I just did.